And Matt Brainerd. Now, Matt, you've always said from day one, because you're a data guy, you were a data guy on the 16 campaign, that you got to get these canvases are where you can get explosive material, and you got to do it. And everybody's waved off. Nobody wants to do it because they're intimidated. They're intimidated by the Justice Department, right, with these implied criminal charges. Matt, another thing, you were lead story the other day on the CNN, right? You're on the TV all the time. What is going on this 18 September gathering that you're calling for? And I want to know the reason you're calling for it, because right now, Nancy Pelosi is up there saying, hey, we're going to put the razor wire up around here. We're getting the National Guard out here because Matt Brainerd's coming to town with a lot of bad actors. Can you tell us exactly what's going on?
We welcome them to do anything they think they need to do to keep the Capitol safe, but there's no threat to anybody from our peaceful protest on behalf of the political prisoners who've been persecuted as a result of their participation in the January 6 rallies. We are there to protest for those nonviolent offenders who have been held in solitary confinement, denied bail, denied medical care, denied access to their families for now going on 9 months. And what's interesting about this to me is that actually Nancy Pelosi was one of the first people to raise concerns about these folks being held in solitary confinement, particularly those who are not even accused of committing violence, but are still being denied bail because prosecutors are walking into courts lying to judges about cops being murdered on January 6th. We just had Representative Eric Swalwell lie about us going to the Capitol because we're there to defend cop killers. And I asked him, name the cops that were killed. There weren't any. So this is really about fighting the narrative of what actually happened on January 6th. And look, the truth is that most people are really on our side on this issue. If you think that somebody who is accused of a nonviolent offense like trespassing should be held in solitary confinement 23 hours a day for 9 months without access to bail, without access to medical care, if you have a problem with that, you're on our side. If you think that when a police department kills an unarmed citizen, that there shouldn't be, and that there should be a public investigation, and that the investigation shouldn't be just left to the police department themselves to conduct with no oversight or overview, you're on our side. Most of America is on our side on the issues we're trying to raise. Of course, the media wants to paint us as some kind of violent group, but not only are we not violent, not only are we completely peaceful, but if we identify anybody in our crowd that we think might be causing a problem that's not going along with the program, we are going to raise their profile to the Capitol Police who will be there. We're going to take their photograph, and we're going to make them famous. This protest is not about elections. It's not about who won. It's not about voter fraud. It's about the abuse of these political prisoners and the scapegoating of them for this grand insurrection narrative. They're trying to call our protest on September 18th Insurrection 2.0, but my question is, when was Insurrection 1.0? This is a peaceful protest, and I'm telling the American people who are sympathetic, do not be intimidated from showing up. That is your Capitol. That building was built by your forebears. Do not be intimidated from showing up at a peaceful exercise of the First Amendment right on September 18th at noon, that Saturday, at the Capitol.
Want to get about a minute. Let me ask you, the Reuters had the story about the FBI came out, or sources of the FBI saying they couldn't find any conspiracy. I know the MSNBC saying, or certain, I think, Benny Thompson might have come out and try to reverse that, say that's not true. But that's still out there and has not been formally retracted by the FBI, has it? Didn't they come out and say, or at least leak out, that there was no conspiracy on that day? Do I remember that correctly?
Well, we've they said that, and then they're trying to walk it back, because I think that there are some good people at the FBI who want to play it straight, but then you got the political people who need this narrative to succeed because so much of the Biden administration's agenda relies on it. But look, it's rather simple. There's no conspiracy because pretty much nobody, to my knowledge, has been accused of conspiracy. They've been accused of parading or interfering with government business. Where's the conspiracy charges?
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Give us the site to go to find out more about the peaceful protest.
lookaheadamerica.org/rally. Please come. And the following week on September 25th, we've got about 20 of them planned in state capitals all around the country. So this movement is not stopping. We're going to get what we want one way or another.
Okay, we'll have you back on to go in more detail. Matt Brainerd, thank you very much. Okay, short commercial break. Jason Miller, getter, detained by the left-wing Supreme Court in Brazil yesterday.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell.